Hello YouTube! Got another interesting project from Mike the Danville Deviser. Has to do with my Craftsman lawn tractor. This is an old late 80s or early 90s GT6000 lawn tractor. Belonged to my father and he had given it to my sister. She ran it for many years and finally became kind of unreliable. When it got hot it would shut off, whatever. She decided to buy a new tractor and was generous enough to give it to me, with the the obvious requirement that I fix it. So I read on the internet that one of the main problems with this particular model was the ignition coil went out. So I found one online, put it on, and it's been running great ever since. Now, when I got this tractor, I wanted it as a backup for my John Deere, which is a hydrostatic drive. This is a gear tractor, and the back tires would always go flat, so I had another set of tires here. They're ag tires and they're filled. Well, let me tell you what, you put those on there, this is not a fun thing to ride around and mow grass with. It is a beast. It doesn't accelerate good. You can't slow down without changing gears. It's a lawn tractor. It is not a riding mower. It's a lawn tractor. So having said that, I have a lot of dirt that I like to move around here, so I've been looking for a plow to mount on here, and I've been looking for probably 2 years. Finally I found one on Craigslist. I drove a long way to get it, and it's like 115 miles to get it, but the price was really reasonable. The guy I bought it from was super nice, and so I bought this plow blade. Now the problem is, this is not the right bracketry. It does not mount on this frame, and I'm sure I could have fabricated something to make this work, but it appears to me anyway that the only way to mount these brackets is to remove the mower deck and to have the mower deck off when the plow's mounted. And honestly, I want to be able to go out and do a little plowing. I want to be able to go out and do mowing. I don't want to have to fool around switching over one to the other. So I was pretty sure I could come up with something to mount the plow on this tractor. And what I did was I made a cardboard pattern. Try to get the measurements right. Down here. And took some measurements, cut it out of cardboard, trimmed it a little bit, and got it to fit quite well. Like that. So from there, I took this to the local machine shop and had them send me a piece of steel. This is it right here. It's 3/16 inch plate, and I could have tried to do it with flat plate and weld it and do all that, but to pay these gentlemen to bend it and to trim it was really nice. Cost me $20, which is the same price as what I paid for the plow. So it fits very well into my low budget operation. Now, mounting it on the frame, there's actually two holes over here that are set up for carriage bolts on the frame. And there's a bolt right here that actually goes on each side of the frame. Now this particular one's out for the time being, but there's one here that holds the frame together. There's one here, and there's a hole here for the carriage bolts. That's where this will mount. Now, when I did this, I also had to make clearance holes in the front. So these 3/4 inch holes here clear these holes right here. Behind this is the pulley assembly for the mower deck. I did not want to have to mess with that, so I can leave that intact and everything will be operational when it's all done. Now, to get the plate, get the location of all these holes here, these actually go into the frame. These two here, these two, and these two are a match for down here. These two, and then two on either side. Out of here. So, as I always do with my projects, I draw it up on the computer and use that as a pattern. Just lay this on here, center punch it, Actually, my daughter was out here with me last night, Kirsten, and she actually drilled all the holes, drilled these 6 holes. And while she was drilling some holes in some of my shims that I needed, I filed these square so that carriage bolts could fit in, because once this plate's mounted, these particular bolts will not be, they'll be tight up against this front plate right here, right up here, so I won't be able to get to them with a wrench. Now the ones on the side, these here will be down below. I can easily get to those. So did that. Now I made some room. I have 1/4 inch shim on this side of the frame, 1/4 inch shim on this side of the frame, and then in order to clear all the bolts on the back of this, as you can see, there's bolts sticking out here. I made 2 1/4 inch shims here on this side, 2 on here, and 1 across the top here. So that will build out far enough that all these bolt heads will clear the plate. They won't be jammed in against the plate. They will all clear. And it really, what I'll end up doing is putting all the weight from my plow onto the frame, which is the strongest part of the tractor. I didn't want to hang it on this front because that's just bolted on with 2 bolts. I really wanted to get it into the side of the frame. Now, how that'll hold up long term, I don't know, but I have a feeling, looking at the bracketry that came with it, it's probably every bit as strong as what I would have put on from the factory if I had the right, setup. So anyway, there it is. It's a good old tractor. I'm kind of looking forward to getting it all mounted up, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Get it up, and then I will have another video, part 2, showing how it works. It's all finished and all. Now, one of the things I had to do to figure out how high this plow was going to fit on here, I used some blocks of wood to hold it in place, and I clamped it on with some C-clamps so I could lift and lower the blade, make sure it would lower all the way down, and make sure when I lifted it was off the ground. It is actually mounted quite low, so if I get those measurements wrong, it's going to be a problem. So I'm pretty sure I got it right. I'm looking forward to finishing it up and getting it all mounted, getting it in place, and seeing how well it works, and start pushing some dirt around here. So again, hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments, and look forward to doing another video when this is done. Thanks for watching all my videos. Have a good day.